It's February, you know what that means. Nothing, because I'm a sad single lonely boy crying myself to sleep while watching romantic comedies, wishing I could be Julia Stiles from 10 Things I Hate About You.
Even worse when you make me cry. I hate it when you're not around and the fact that you didn't call. But mostly I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all.
Oh man, fuck you, Heath Ledger. I hate you so goddamn much. But God, do I love your smile. Because it is February, I feel like the best thing to talk about is something romantic, I suppose. Yuck. But there's an almost perfect anime I do want to talk about that fits this topic, and that series is Toradora. Which I mean, you already knew because it's in the title, but like, whatever, here we go. Toradora is a slice-of-life romance anime centered around two high schoolers, the aggressive typical tsundere short-stacked Taiga, and the stereotypical I'm an everyday anime boy Ryuji, plus their group of friends that are also your stereo cookie-cutter characters. I mean anime trope characters from the sexy bitch, awkward tomboy, and the simp. I don't know if I can actually say that word anymore. Our story centers around our two protagonists at first being the goose to each other's maverick as they wingman each other to fall in love with two different people, but then slowly fall in love with each other. But from a mile away in the first episode, you realize that these two are gonna end up together at the very end. Oh, spoilers for an over 10-year-old anime, I suppose. Throughout this entire video, I'll be spoiling parts of the series that I think are important to talk about, so watch it, it's on Netflix. But like, come on guys, just the key visuals alone kind of spoil the ending of this series and who are gonna end up together. I mean, look at this, the most stereotypical romance anime pose bullshit. Oh, look at us being awkward teens next to each other. I hope we don't fall in love. Ha 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 ha. Well, joke's on you, idiots. Even knowing that these two end up together doesn't really ruin the show. At least for me, I still had as much fun watching it now as I did 5 years ago. So I'm about to say the most clichéest simple phrase bullshit right now, but for this anime, I really believe it. For the romance in Toradora, it's the journey of these two characters and not the destination. Like, yeah, I know they're gonna fall in love with each other, but I'm more interested in how they're going to fall in love with each other. Because in the beginning, these two are pining after two different people. How are they gonna make it come off natural that these two are gonna end up together? Well, I'd say that the answer is time. Someone either in the comments or in the back of their head is like, yeah, of course, idiot, we're watching it. That is time. But what I mean is the time with one another. Taiga and Ryuji spend a lot of time together, just the two of them, and not in a romantic way for the most part. It's just spending time together because they're plotting to try to wingman each other to the danger zone of the hearts of the two other friends in their group. But the more these two spend time with each other, the more you can see how naturally it seems that these two fall in love with one another. Of course, a lot of their interactions are your stereotypical tsundere moments of anime bullshit. Ryuji, like, why are you such a baka all the time? But sprinkled within these moments are actual general interactions of not just only romantic love, but also honest platonic affection between these two. Honestly, one of my favorite scenes of this platonic affection is during Christmas where Ryuji surprises Taiga in a Christmas bear Santa costume. It's something so heartfelt and loving. You can feel that Ryuji is doing this as a thank you for helping him, and he genuinely cares and worries for Taiga's well-being.
Thank you. Thanks for this. Thank you. For everything, Ryuji.
Not only does this romance feel real in the series, but so does the heartbreak. Like, yeah, Taiga and Ryuji get together at the end. It's what we have been waiting for this entire time. But we also have to watch other characters get their heart broken, watching these two fall in love. This is what makes the series so great to me. It's the human aspect of this series that really shines. In a lot of anime set in high school, it feels like it's over the top and bombastic. Things seem to just happen to turn out good at the end of every episode and you go back to the status quo. I think about this in series like Ouran High School Host Club and High School Rumble. By the end of each episode, it kind of just goes back to how it was before the episode's hijinks. But in Toradora, the actions of episodes beforehand linger. Like when Ryuji tries to finally admit his feelings towards the girl he's been pining over, Minari, you see that these affects Taiga as she's running to stop him, but ultimately stops herself because she wants him just to be happy, but only to get shot down by Minari because she thinks he should be better off with Taiga.
Remember? A couple months ago, that night at Ami's beach house? And we talked about stuff like, like UFOs and ghosts. Remember that?
Yeah?
How do I say this? I was thinking about all that stuff. And I don't really need to see ghosts and UFOs anymore. It's probably better I don't. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and that's what I've decided. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know that, and I guess that's why I came.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Did she just shoot me down?
Honestly, it's the human aspect of this series that makes it so great. Like, I usually get irritated with high school bullshit. I've made that very clear in my Cobra Kai video. But what this show really does great at is capturing what it's like to be a teenager. You can feel the anxieties of growing up with these characters. There is legit episodes where Tiger is embarrassed of her body in a swimsuit, and this isn't an episode that sexualizes the character, but a natural showing off of anxieties of puberty and self-image.
Taiga, don't tell me you've got no...
Shut up! Don't say it! Don't say another word!
You're flat-chested?
What do you think? Super flat, right? Kinda like a board.
Oh, well, I mean... Are the pads in?
Oh, they're in. Yeah, but they're not staying in place. Now you know why I hate swimming pools.
There's an episode that feels superhuman even though I've never experienced it. The model pretty girl Ami is introduced. She's acting all bubbly and lovable, but you can tell from a mile away that there's an act going on here, something else is there. But she feels she has to play this perfect act because of the fact she's being followed by a stalker who wants to catch pictures of her because she's famous. So she hides who she really is, as well as hiding her identity out in public to get away from this creeper until she sees Taiga stand up to him. This gives her the strength to confront him and show her true colors.
When she caught up to her stalker, she stomped his camera to bits. Her transformation into ass-kicking mode scared the hell out of that guy. And then...
Oh my god, you're nothing like the cute Ami I know. And that face, you're like some kind of monster. This whole time I've been taking pictures of a raging bitch!
Oh, come on. On the outside, I'm the cutest girl you ever saw. That's all that matters, isn't it? Who cares what I'm really like?
Like, again, in any other anime after this, she would just be the generic, pretty bitchy character like, what's up, guys? Let's flirt. But here, she's actually a character with feelings and a personality. I think the most relatable thing in the series is just the romance side of Toradora. High school love isn't perfect. It's awkward, it's messy. Sometimes you can't even get the courage to tell that special someone how you've been feeling, and then when you do, it's too late. They're gone. But they're not dead or anything. I should probably clarify that. This isn't Clan Ad.
Nagisa? Nagisa? Here.
Oh shit. Spoiler alert again for another 10-year-old anime. There is a 2-episode arc that hit home for me. Yusaka has a secret crush on the student council president that he never really talks about. And then you start seeing him acting weird. He has a meltdown in class. He dyes his hair a different color because he's going through some shit. You find out that the person he's in love with is moving to America. This hurts him and he lashes out. And I think it's a really good episode for him because before this, he was written as generic glasses side character. You know who I'm talking about. What I like a lot about Toradora is that the 5 main characters are actually main characters. Like, sure, the show is heavily centered around Taiga and Ryuji, but the other 3 of the ensemble cast also get fleshed out. They have their own arcs going on throughout the entire story that either affects Taiga and Ryuji's relationship, or Taiga and Ryuji's relationship affects them. Which now leads me to talk about the relationship between the main cast. They actually feel like friends. Oh, sweet Jesus, now get out of here! I'll get to you some other time, dude, don't you worry! Your reckoning is coming, just you wait, just quit being a Ross and leave, friends! But when they're spending time with each other, it actually feels like them hanging out and having a good time. My favorite being the obligatory anime beach episode arc. You get to see them all interact outside of school and it actually feels like they're genuinely friends having fun on vacation. They're playing pranks on each other, spending time just cooking together, adventuring in creepy caves. Man, I just love that shit. As well as having deep conversations about life and love. These scenes here is one of my favorite parts.
I believe in ghosts, even though I've never actually seen them before. And get this, I don't believe any of the people who say they've seen him.
Huh.
It's kinda like how I think about the concept of love. Like, I believe one day I'll fall in love, get married, and live happily ever after, even though I've never actually fallen in love with anyone yet. You see what I'm saying?
But also being true friends, they're open and honest with each other. They'll call each other out for going too far and confide in one another when they're hurt. Scenes I can think of this is when Ryuji is calling out the school council president for hurting Yusaka, and then Taiga telling him they should just go, it's not worth their time.
Please, Ryuji. You should be with Kitamura right now. It's better if you go. You do more good for him than I ever could.
Okay, but I'll go, but what about you?
Yeah, don't worry about me. I'm fine, really. Hurry up and go make sure Kitamura's okay.
But before leaving, the council president tells Ryuji that Yusaka needs friends like him and to keep being there for him. Or even when everything is all out in the open and Ami tells Minari she doesn't have to feel guilty now and actually thinks she could pursue a romantic relationship with Ryuji. But I also like how this show has the concept of school friends. You know, you don't hang out with them outside of school, but you still have fun with them while you're at class. Like, that's a real thing in high school. Again, I think that the realism in the show is relatable. I know I've mentioned this before, but the older I get, the more I realize the less I enjoy shonen battle series of my youth like Dragon Ball Z, and the more I love the slice of life parts. To me, Toradora is the perfect slice of life because we aren't just seeing the fun and happy-go-lucky parts for the lives of these characters. We get to see the bad and hard parts for them as well, which makes you understand why they're the way they are. This aspect of the series really fleshes out your main leads of Taiga and Ryuji. For Taiga, you get to see and understand why she's so aggressive and easily lashes out at people. She has abandonment issues. Her parents got a divorce and she moved in with her father, but she couldn't stand that he got remarried, so she told him she wanted to live on her own, which he complied, leaving more of a bigger gap between them, making Taiga really think he doesn't want her. Their relationship only gets worse when Taiga allows him to come back into her life, and at first it's good, they're talking, but when he bails and doesn't show up to the performance she said he was going to see, and it's never resolved. You can tell Taiga really cares for her friends in her life, but doesn't know how to interact with them very well. She's emotionally stunted for the better part of the series, but you slowly see her coming out of her shell. Ryuji, on the other hand, is a child of a single parent. He is always looking after his mother, who means well, but isn't really the best mom. From an early age, he kind of raised himself, giving him a caregiver kind of nature, which contradicts his appearance. Because he looks like his father, who in fact is a delinquent, he himself looks like a street thug as well, making people weary to be around him and judge him on his appearance alone. So this has always made him awkward when it comes to interacting with others because others assume he's scary and threatening. But man, some people can't help having a resting bitch face. It's a curse, okay? But he is loyal to his friends and the people he cares for, making sure they're okay. Whether it be making lunches for Taiga and his mom, doing chores for Taiga, or just being there to listen to his friends' problems. He's just a really good guy. Knowing these two personalities make it fun to watch them actually realize they're actually falling in love with each other. Taiga realized it before Ryuji, but watching the subtle shifts of affection is just so goddamn adorable. I would say, adorable? Hey, editing Kian, can you take that stupid joke out? I don't really like it anymore. Hey, yeah, hi, video recording Kian. No, it's staying in there. You deserve this, you fucking idiot, for thinking that was funny. Bye. Their friends all know that they will get together, and so they don't really play off the will they won't they kind of trope, but it's more of a long waiting game kind of thing. It's not a mystery, but as I said, it's a fun ride, from subtle glances to one another, moments of genuine love and affection happening without them even knowing it, to their actual confession and their first kiss. It's very charming and very well earned. To me, perfect animes don't always have to subvert a genre or evolve a genre. Sometimes a perfect anime just embodies what that genre is about. I think Toradora is a perfect anime that does that. It just embodies the slice of life and romance genres it's trying to be. Sure, the concepts aren't original, and sure, we have seen these stories once or twice, but this anime just hits me differently. When I first watched Toradora, I instantly fell in love with it, so when I went back to it for this review, I was afraid I wouldn't feel the same way. But I was wrong. It still makes me feel warm inside. It makes me feel nostalgic about my youth without wanting to go back to it. It's just a fun show that I can just enjoy the ride. I know some people won't find this show to be the best. You can point out its flaws, that it's just simple and you can see what will happen from a mile away. But for me, Toradora, simple is good. And that's what makes it perfect in my mind. Hey guys, obviously you noticed now, but I'm on camera now, so I'm going to be doing some more live action stuff, and I'm kind of nervous and I kind of hate it, but I said I would do it. Also, if you want to follow me to see what I'm working on, or really some of my just bad jokes on Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter. And then if you want to support me, you can support me on Patreon. The links are both down below. Also, if you like this video, you can like, subscribe, and share. That'd be really cool. Maybe leave a comment, tell me what I can do better. And to end this off, just keep on keeping on. Whatever you're going through, you've got this, cowboy. Pew pew. Bye. I've never done that in live action, and I feel like I looked ridiculous.